And we're here.
Hello.
Welcome to the first episode of the Dialogue Podcast,
AKA Buddy.
hosted by
Tina
and Marie,
Yes, sir.
where we are sparking conversation
With each other, having conversations that we would normally have with our friends or family, but trying to include everyone.
everyone, your spouses, your co-workers. These could be conversations that you may have had with yourself that you haven't shared with anybody else.
In the bathroom mirror.
Or these can be conversations that you wish you just had people to share them with.
Correct. Now, this is a judgment-free zone, okay? So we're not here with the judging, okay? And these are just our opinions and based off of experiences that we have had or we wish we had, depending on the topic.
The opinions expressed in this podcast are our personal opinions and must not be construed as representing the opinion of any institution with which we have been affiliated or are affiliated with in our professional lives. Don't come for us.
Amen.
So, since we are here during this pandemic era that we are going through, quote unquote, throw the bunny ears up, there has been a lot going on.
A lot. For some people.
I think for every people. Everyone is handling it differently.
True. Very true.
I have been handling it. I don't think I have watched so much Disney movies before in my entire life. It's one of the only ways I can keep my offspring settled down.
That I have yet to watch a Disney movie. That includes the Marvel ones that are available because I don't have Disney Plus. I refuse to buy another subscription. I cannot.
Subscriptions are on the rise.
I know.
This would have been the perfect time to put some stocks into Netflix.
Just when I decided to cancel all my other subscriptions because the sister needs to save some money. And I was like, yo, Hulu, Netflix,
Corona came on through.
I was like, nah, y'all out here $10 a pop. I can't.
Okay, well, before we get into our quarantine chronicles.
Oh, yes.
This is our first episode. We will at least let you guys in on Tina and Marie first.
Right. So we're going to ask some questions. I'm going to ask you some questions.
I'll ask you some questions as well.
Right. Okay. And
or just answer your own questions. I'm
right.
Sorry. Go ahead.
We could do that. I mean, either way. See, again, this is the roller coaster or the amusement park that is Tina and Marie in the conversation. We jump from different places, okay? It's always going to be an adventure when we're talking to each other.
Don't expect anything to be scripted. Forgive us for what comes out of our mouths. Once again, this is a no judgment zone.
No judgment.
This is as natural as it gets.
All natural. Not even my hair is this natural. So, those corny questions that, you ask people to get to know them.
Icebreakers.
Oh,
that's what I thought.
Corny questions, icebreakers.
Okay.
Whatever. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color.
See, it's always so hard.
It is because I'm so versatile. But for the sake of a solid answer, I'll say green.
Really?
I like green. I used to really like lime green.
So
but I mean, I'm not saying my house is painted lime green, but I like all colors. I think people's natural reaction to me would think that I like earth tones.
Okay, if getting one color is difficult, I'll give you 3.
No, that's gonna be even worse. We'll just stick with the one. We'll go with green.
Good. Okay, green.
Don't make me have to think. We're
2
gonna
more?
be here
you
for a while.
You can't think of 2 more.
Green, blue, purple. I'm just throwing
You're
colors
just
out
throwing
there.
the other
I'm just throwing them out
because you
there.
like them all. You like the
I
whole
like
rainbow,
all colors. I
including.
don't discriminate against anything. I like all colors. That sounds like it needs a disclaimer in itself, but we'll wait for another episode.
Indeed. Okay. So my favorite color is blue.
Okay.
Levels to that shade. All the.
Is it all blues or you have a particular blue?
My particularly sky blue. Or North Carolina blue, whichever one you want to. That blue.
Is sky blue and North Carolina blue the same blue?
To me, they are, but I know people are picky. They're close. They're close enough shades.
You know what? If I had to pick a blue, I love peacock blue.
That's a pretty color. It's like somewhere in between like an ocean blue with a little bit of turquoise in it. It's nice.
If you've ever seen a blue cock.
Pause. Just pause.
For the sake of the D, there had to be something out there.
The fact that we see peacocks regularly, like it's not.
I mean, we do on the way to work.
And from
depending on what route we take, there is a plethora.
Ooh, vocab word of the day.
I had to take my time and pronounce it right.
I know.
Of peacocks and peafowls that roam the streets. Just, they got their own neighborhood.
And anybody who knows, I know that there's somebody who knows where the hell we live. Because they are probably living in that area.
But, okay, what's question number 2?
Oh, what are your hobbies?
You have questions that I have to... Okay, I guess hobbies would be anything that includes music.
Mm-hmm.
I love dancing. I like producing. I like creating. I'm just a creator. I like creating. So music, dance. I enjoy a good movie, even though I have preferences on my movies. I enjoy a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy a good movie. Music and movies. I'll leave it there because we're gonna be here for a minute.
Okay. All right. My response to that question is I like movies, music, and dancing, writing, and reading. See, look at that. Boom.
That sounds like a full school course.
It's a full day.
I'm pretty sure I participated in all of that in elementary school.
Right. Except I didn't mention anything about math because I can't stand it. But I like to make this money.
Here comes another disclaimer. If you hear background noise, that is just my offspring.
Because I don't have one.
Yet. Could be a yet. Never say never.
Closed for business.
Never say never. Okay, I have a question for you. Do you have a favorite movie? Or I'll say this. What movie do you think can best describe who you are?
That is a question.
I know, right? I might have to add some sound effects with the Jeopardy theme song for this one.
Wow. What movie best describes my personality?
Your personality. As close to it.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
I am so confused.
Exactly.
That might need to come with an explanation even for me. And I know you.
I don't know. That just came out. Like when you said, what describes your personality? The first person that popped into my head was Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't know why.
Do you feel like you are being held from your children for some reason and decided that you are going to get them back by portraying an English nanny?
No. Let me really think about it.
Cue Jeopardy theme song.
This was legit a hard question.
Is it?
It is.
I don't usually catch you off guard like that.
I know.
I feel some kind of way.
There's just so many.
Should pat myself on the back.
There's so many movies. And I don't know any of them that would accurately describe me.
Because I know how versatile you are. You can pick something that portrays a part of you. Don't ask me why, but Flashdance just went into my mind. I'm just like,
For you?
For you. For you.
What? I didn't even watch that movie.
It was on the Flashdance. Or what was the other one? The West Side.
West Side Story?
I don't know why. It just came. Maybe it's the dance factor. I'm all
West
for a good
Side
musical
Story?
and I'm all for a good musical and a dance scene. Maybe that's just where it came from.
And
I know
Flashdance
dancing
and
is
West Side Story comes to mind about me.
I mean, I could have went with Grease.
I could accept Grease, but Flashdance?
Electric Boogaloo.
I could even accept that. Because I could do a Special K move with the quickness.
TKO.
Was that her name? I thought her name was Special K.
Her name was Special K, but the group they were was TKO.
You're
Turbo,
right.
Kelly, and Ozone.
Ozone.
Come on now.
Oh, yes. We are old.
And owning it, apparently.
Own
I
it.
have no qualms.
Because I knew who
Who's that?
Special K is. There are people who might listen to this that are like, who the hell is Special K?
They think you're talking about the Kellogg cereal.
Kellogg's.
Okay, so for myself, I don't think I really have a movie that can portray me. I'm just going to throw out a movie that I might go to in my mind and think that this is me.
Mm-hmm.
Love Jones.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling you
My
were going to
favorite movie.
Yeah.
It might be between Love Jones and Brown Sugar.
I was going to say, for me, it would probably be Brown Sugar.
For me?
No, for me.
Oh, okay. Really?
Like a mix between Brown Sugar and...
What character?
I'm not going to do that.
I'll do you this one. Out the cast
Mm-hmm.
of the Best Man,
Mm-hmm.
which character would you say is the closest to you? Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
we know that there is Harper,
Mm-hmm.
who's the author,
Mm-hmm.
Lance Sullivan, who was the football player,
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Armstrong, who Nia played, and she was like the independent go-getter, I guess you can call her.
The businesswoman.
The businesswoman.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Mhm.
Robin, who was Harper's girlfriend, who was into everything.
She was a worker.
She was a cook. She was also like a teacher.
I thought she was a chef.
Yeah, but if you remember, there was ragging on her because she had like 3 other professions before she landed on cook. Like she just couldn't find what she wanted to do in life.
Okay.
There was Quentin, who was Terrence Howard. There was Candy, who was Regina Hall. We might be familiar with her profession.
Mm-hmm.
There is Mia, who was Lance's girlfriend
That
turned
slept
wife.
with Harper.
If you want to give the movie away, if nobody ever saw it, sure.
If you are in 2020 and you have not seen The Best Man
Or Best Man Holiday
2,
at this point.
right? Then what do you pay for your Netflix subscription for?
Okay. There's Julian, who was like the rag doll to Shelby, who was his girlfriend in the first one, at least.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't remember Julian? Okay, Shelby and Julian. Shelby was the one who she wore the pants in the relationship.
Right.
Julian was the one who had dreads.
I remember who he is, but I kind of don't remember who his wife was.
Shelby.
I need to see.
And then later on, he dropped Shelby and got with Candy.
And then Shelby is the one that hooked up with Terrence Howard.
In The Best Man Holiday.
Yeah, well, I'm Shelby.
Okay. You said that quite quickly.
Because that's the one that I said. The one that hooked up with Terrence Howard. Because the way her and Terrence Howard used to...
Go at it?
Yeah.
Do you have a Terrence Howard that you go at it with?
No.
That's just the... Okay. We'll save that one for another episode.
You asked, and that's the only one I could honestly say
right.
that I probably relate to, because nobody liked her because she was always ragging on somebody.
Well, I mean,
I
now
liked
I
her.
feel like you picked her because ain't nobody like her. Do you feel nobody likes you?
Are we doing Marie?
I mean, I'm a little concerned. Is that the only reason?
That's the only one that I can really remember that I would say that I liked off of there. But I mean, I wouldn't say I'm Mia. I liked her character. I really liked her character,
I
but
feel she's a little soft spoken for you.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Candy.
I can't really remember her character.
I this might be a little surprising for some. I would choose Candy.
For you?
For me.
Okay.
Not the fact that she was a stripper, but for the fact that she was going to school, she was working, which her profession
now I'm
happened
remembering
to be
her character
as a stripper. I mean, her mind was so much more, but you didn't know what she was about until you spoke to her.
Right.
Because all people knew her was stripping.
Okay.
So you see her, you possibly could judge her, but then when you spoke to her, you would be very surprised.
I would say that's a good, accurate description of you.
Do you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can't pick anybody else. But to be honest, if I had to be honest, I'd pick Robin.
Because I kind of feel like I know, but why would you have picked Robin? I feel like Robin was just traveling through life.
Very similar lifestyle.
But you know what? Robin found her guy and got pregnant in the end. See how that just came full circle? Never say never.
If y'all could see my face.
Next topic. Do you have another question for me?
Why did you want to do this podcast?
Really?
You asked me which
I'm
character
broke
of the
and
best.
I need a way to make money, and this seems to be.
Is this?
Oh God! I'm joking. I think about. I mean, we do a lot of talking. We talk a lot, even just in
surprisingly.
Yeah, I know, right?
We don't talk to other people.
Well, not like, I mean, we do talk to other people. I'm quiet by nature, but getting to know me, I can hold a very decent conversation.
Right.
We've had some very in-depth conversations that over some time, and especially when people have become involved in some of our conversations, to see it go places, to see people's reaction to things, I'm just like, you know what? We probably should be recording this and doing something with it.
I chose to do this because I like talking to you.
Well, don't I feel special?
You should, because I don't really... I talk. Okay. Yeah, we all know I talk. I apparently come off as friendly. And
a whole lot more friendlier than I do. Everybody just think I'm mean.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I guess I just have that face.
It's weird how people perceive others.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the friendly one. At least I don't think I am the friendly one. And apparently I say exactly what's on my mind.
Yeah, you would pop off quicker than I would. And apparently people feel as if that is my position.
Really?
Yeah. I've been told that my facial expression has cursed people out before they even enter the room. And I'm just like, I wasn't even thinking of nothing nasty or mean. I'm just sitting here. Like I'm actually as relaxed as I can be. And apparently that's just what I look like.
I can honestly say when I was younger, I would probably say no, I was not the one to pop off first.
What has changed over time?
I got tired of people trying me. I get tried constantly and I'm over it, you know? Like constantly people just be like,
I feel like once you cross a certain threshold, things just change. Like people say like a light bulb goes off, things just change. You maneuver differently.
I hit 30. When I hit 30, things changed for me. A lot changed for me. And my tolerance became like, so, like, it's real small. It's real small.
Do you think that's an age thing, or that's a woman thing?
I don't think it's either. I think it's an experience thing, because I think if you experience enough, at some point in time, you're going to get tired of it. And
hopefully.
And at whatever point you mature to the point where you realize that you don't deserve it and there's no real reason for you to put up with it, you change.
I can see that. Or it will at least put you in a position to start looking within yourself. I think that's what sparked a lot of change for me. after crossing numerous thresholds. I just took that time to figure out what about me keeps attracting the foolishness that keeps coming towards me. Or why am I dealing with the same things over and over and over again?
I can honestly say, for me, it was a difference in how I was with my family as opposed to people who were strangers. If you were outside of my immediate circle of family, which consists of my mother and my siblings, yeah, and when it came to them, I had no tolerance. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing.
Okay, well, why is that? Because growing up, I used to be told that I do more for my friends than I do for my own blood.
That's true. I've been told that too, and I've been told that I am extremely angry. I remember my grandmother. Like, one day I popped off because they popped off on me, and I popped off back, and they were like, "Why are you so angry?" All we do is yell at each other in this house. What are you? It made me think. I said, I'm not even angry, but okay. This is just how I thought we communicated in here. Nobody has any tolerance for nothing amongst each other.
It was just a way of life that you adapted to.
Right. So that's how that popped off. But when I'm outside, and that was another, like, thing that me and my mother used to have, she was like, "Oh, when people tell me you do this and you do that, I believe them." And I said, I don't treat people outside the same way I treat people in my house. And she's like, "Well, that makes no sense." I said, "You're right, it doesn't." Because I would put up with a lot. Like, people used to talk to me like I was trash. They used to be like, "Oh, I'm finna whoop your crazy," and I would just laugh it off. Mind you, I was extremely upset because had we been at home,
it would have been a different story.
Had any of my siblings ever said something like that to me, it'd have been something completely different. But when we're outside of the house, it's like I'm stuck in this. Don't get in trouble outside because you have to come home.
And it's a different kind of trouble you're gonna come home
and
to.
It's a different kind of trouble. It's a pass you around through every elder kind of trouble because you have embarrassed the whole family. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like that Mulan type.
You one of them fall Mulans.
Right.
You dishonor me.
It's exactly like that. So it's like, you can't give trouble in school or outside. Like, the way my grandmother was, she better not hear from nobody that they saw me out in the streets doing anything. So that's why I ain't go outside.
I think mine was a little different to where at a certain age, I think I spent more time with friends than I did with family. So it's starting to grow. I don't want to use the term loyalty, but for the sake of not finding a better word, I think I slowly grew more loyal to friends that I would tolerate more with them than with my family. So it came off as if I would do anything for my friends, but I didn't want to do nothing for my family, which to me, I felt was vice versa. But as I got older, I can honestly say and look back, I can see what some of my family members were talking about. I can see it. But it was only because versus people who I would see every day, not that I didn't see my family every day, but in the household where I was, with my mother constantly working, and then my sister of a certain age out the house, she's doing her thing, another sibling doing their thing, just everybody dispersed.
Is off doing their own thing.
I'm here. So I'm here with my crew. And this is just, these are people I would talk to every day.
I'm here for you on that one.
Speaking from a person who was a part of my crew.
That's right.
We would talk every day. We would go out. We would do this. Like, our interactions. My interactions were with y'all.
It became so important that it was like family, because otherwise we were by ourselves.
Exactly.
And it's funny, you have siblings, because I have siblings, but they're all at least 8 to 10 years older than me. So I grew up as a single only child.
To say, yeah.
I grew up as an only child because I grew up with my grandparents, and my other siblings lived with my mom till they went off to college, which was shortly after I turned 5.
Okay.
So yeah, they're gone. I'm by myself. You start to depend on your friends because now they're there with you. They get to experience the things that you experience
at the same time.
So we're all in this together.
So that went down a whole different path. I don't think
It
we
sure
intended
did.
on going.
I have a
but-
question. I did have a question.
Okay.
Did you ever feel like you were unheard in your household?
All the time.
Okay. Because I had this same conversation with my mom because she asked me the same thing. She's like, you seem to be extremely loyal to your friends. They seem so important to you, but you don't do the same thing for your family. I was like, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is ask.
But I think it's because that.
And she's like, well, why should I have to ask? I said, well, I've talked to you about my feelings. I've told you. So when you do something that I've already told you that hurts me, I don't have any patience for you.
It's a different bond that's formed.
No, it's a different bond. But the thing is that I'm the type, I look at it this way. And when I was growing up, this is, you don't know me. You're outside of my household. So you make assumptions about me. You think what you want about me. You act on what you feel you know about me, but you don't know me because I don't talk to you. I don't tell you. I haven't told you I don't like it when you do this, or I don't like to be called this, or don't do this. I don't talk to you. So you make whatever assumptions you want about me and you act on that. That does not give me the right to snap on you.
Okay.
Right? So that's how I went through.
But it's a whole different energy for people that you feel should know you.
It's not even should know you. I've told you.
I hear that.
If I said, you know, I've had a hard day at school, somebody did this, and this to me, I didn't like it, and it made me feel a certain type of way, and you didn't hear me.
I think that's why I say a different bond is formed, because you can very well take that same information to a friend,
and they'd be like, yeah, girl, I know what you're talking about.
and you have that conversation and you talk it out, and that forms a different bond, because I guess you feel as if somebody heard me. Exactly. Somebody listened to me.
That's the thing that I've always been concerned about with my nieces and my nephews, which is why I know it's probably annoying to them, but I always want them to know that they're being heard. Like, we tell them, like, as adults, we're like, oh, you think I never did this and this and this before? And they're like, yeah, whatever. But one time I really broke down to them. I said, look, I've been exactly where you've been at this moment of your life. Your mom remarried. You being raised by a single mom, and then your mom remarries. I have been there in high school. I've been exactly where you are. So tell me how you feel. How does this make you feel? How do certain situations with your mom make you feel?
And that was able to open up a different level of relationship with you and them.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I was by myself. Like, when I talk to my siblings now, a lot of the times they don't even remember some of the things that I remember.
Ditto.
Like, when I tell one of my sisters, like, yo, I used to love when you used to come around. You were so important to me, and you didn't know it. And she's like, girl, I treated you like crap. What are you talking about? And I was like, you didn't, because you, even though you didn't want to, you paid attention to me. And I craved that. You used to do my hair. You used to let me put on your clothes. You used to take me out, even though you didn't want to.
You did.
You did, because you had no choice. But I appreciated that. Because in my head, you were the best sister anybody could have asked for. In your head, you're like, oh, God, I got to take this child with me again. I don't have no kids. Oh, why do I got to take her everywhere? You were like, oh, I treated you like crap. I was like, what? I had so much fun. Otherwise, I'd be at somebody's house that's over 65 eating water crackers and boiling water and butter. So you have to think about what my alternative was.
I think I don't want to say I categorize, because I hate that. I hate when people categorize me, but I compartmentalize.
I have
That's
a
the
hard
right
time
word.
saying that word.
Yeah, you see, I had to say it slow. I think I got it.
You reached and you got it.
I did that to where, even though I may have acknowledged my friends to a certain level,
yeah,
I appreciated my family. So I didn't I may not have seen a lot of people all the time. I spent a lot of time by myself, especially at a certain age. I spent a lot of time by myself, but when we got together and did things, I held on to those things.
Yes.
And no friend or no nothing, no boy, no anything can take that over. And I think that was more so of my argument when we would get into those things of you do everything for your friends. You do it, and it's just like not necessarily, because there's nothing my friends can do that can top just somebody sitting at home with me for a couple of hours watching a movie or doing whatever foolishness that we would do to occupy time, because at a certain time we just wasn't let out the house.
Right.
It was one of those, you're gonna stay inside the house. If you go outside, you could only go from this section of the sidewalk to that section of the sidewalk, which was right in front of the house. I mean, you just couldn't go anywhere. But I mean, as I got older, especially once I had, a child of my own, you start to go through all of that all over again. And I'm just like, I can see why my family would think certain things or even say other things. But I also see generational things I hope to change, especially when it comes to my child or children. A lot of children around me. And that one thing, like you said, is letting them know you can talk about things. It's all right. You're acknowledged, you're heard. Because I'm sure my folks didn't do it purposely. I got older, and even though I even knew it back then, it wasn't done purposely. Everybody just had something to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Those are things I told my mother. I said, I never was mad at you because I knew you were doing the best that you could. Mm-hmm. But I see where you could take my actions as being mad at you, but I wasn't mad. You was doing because of the way I grew up. I feel like I had a better understanding of what my mother was going through than I think I should have, or that she understood that I knew.
I think there's a lot of things that elders at that time, we're not even going into the backgrounds of how you were probably raised in it, because all of that has something to do.
Lord knows.
Has something to do with it. Just cultural conditioning and where you're from and how you're brought up. I think all of that can play into it.
Well, that is the reason why I kind of wanted to do the podcast, is that I want to be able to have the same kind of conversations that I have with you and other people that are important to me. But it may be a hard conversation for somebody that, they weren't able to talk to someone about before, or hear somebody else's opinions, because everybody else around them may be like, oh, no. Everybody's as open-minded and wants to talk about everything. So you can't always hear what other people may think about stuff. Mm-hmm. That's why I enjoy listening to podcasts,
and you get a different perspective.
Right.
I'm one of those, I like to, again, don't take my words out of context. I like to try perspectives and just different situations that can possibly be. I know that can annoy certain people, especially you, which I think is why I enjoy it the most. I will come up with... It's not a
perspective, your overwhelming positive opinion about everything.
I do have that silver lining quality about me. I'm very optimistic, but at the same time, I like to dive into the underworlds of my mind and
with
play out every
light of positivity.
No,
you said dive into the underworld of my mind. I was like, okay, so it's dark in there.
There's so many. Yeah, there is.
But then yet you come out with all this positivity
because I feel like it's needed.
Is it?
It is.
It's okay to be dark sometimes, like my room. It's okay.
Yeah, but see, maybe we'll come out and speak about that. I don't speak about the dark too often because it can get dark.
Well, I do.
Yeah, I know. Which means I have to bring that positivity.
I have a dark personality, although people say I'm a people person.
Little do they know.
Not Tina. Understand when I say, hi, how are you? I am already. I'm like Batman. I got a contingency plan for a contingency. Just in case I got to take you out.
I'm not that person.
I am.
I'm so
Forever sunshine.
I am not forever. I'm definitely not forever sunshine. I can't survive.
If you
That's
had
what
to
it
call
is.
yourself a superhero, what would it be?
I don't know no superheroes.
Not what?
I don't know. Okay, who are the superheroes? There's Superman,
Mm-hmm. It's
Batman,
DC.
Wonder Woman, X-Men,
Now
Spider-Man.
Now you're going off into.
I'm just naming superheroes.
Okay, let's stick with DC. Okay, think of those superheroes. You have Wonder Woman, Catwoman. Oh, she's not really a superhero, but she falls under mine.
She's in there.
Batman, Superman, the Green Lantern, Hawk Girl.
I need to know what they do and what their personalities are like.
You've never seen a Justice League show? Like nothing? You don't watch any kind of superhero movie, cartoon, nothing?
Are there black people?
Yes, the Green Lantern's black.
My type?
The Tigress
You know I
is
have
black.
a movie. You know I have a movie preference.
The Martian is black.
Where's the drama and the romance?
It's in there.
Where? Which
Let
one?
me tell you, the Green Lantern.
Because I do watch it. Which one?
Player. You know he a black man with green eyes. He all he out there messing up superhero lives. You hear me?
The Green Lantern. Let me look this one up. Remember, this is no judgment. You said Green Lantern, and I don't know why I thought Thor. I know they're not the same people.
I know you know. Thor be messing up lives too. That's on a whole nother universe. What was the last superhero thing that you ever seen?
Iron Man.
Jesus.
No, that's only because it's on DVD. We just watched it like 2 days ago.
But like as a kid, what did you watch?
At what age? Kid or teenage kid?
Teenage kid.
Teenage kid, I was already into my preferences.
And that was?
Black movies. I like what I like. No judgment. If I had a choice to say, hey, you want to go to the movies? This is what we're about to watch. We either going to watch Batman or we going to watch...
But this has nothing to do with movies. I'm talking about stuff that's on television. Like when you came home from school, and I'm talking about like between the ages of...
I was watching BET and MTV music videos.
Oh, you're paying cable. Okay.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Saturday cartoons was like...
Go clean the kitchen.
That too. To music. The whole house.
Right.
To music. But I mean, if I watched it, if I could remember half of the stuff from back then, it was like Darkwing Duck. I did watch Wolverine here and there.
That's X-Men.
X-Men Wolverine.
He was
You asked what I watched.
Okay. All right.
He
didn't have a show by himself. That's all I'm saying.
The whole crew of them is what I watched.
Okay. The fact that you say "and them" lets me know you weren't really watching it.
It just came on.
Because you can't name anybody. Absolutely. They weren't even on the same station.
Okay. All right. So next topic. Why are we even on superhero? My positivity has nothing to do with my superhero ability.
If you were a superhero, in the context of this conversation about like darkness and other super positive people, if you were a superhero, you would be Superman and I would be Batman.
Don't they clash?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I guess.
Unlike in the movie where they become friends just because both of their mama's names was Martha.
I feel like Superman is like preppy. I know you not trying to call me preppy.
I mean, Bruce Wayne is preppy too.
Not like Superman. What was that, Clark Kent?
Again, I said Bruce Wayne. That's his alter ego when he's out in public. And he's very preppy.
Clark Kent is Superman's alter ego.
Right. But Superman by himself is preppy. Like,
if I can say what I used to watch to really dive into superhero stuff, I do remember Superman, but I'm talking about, I think it was the 1950 Superman.
Okay.
The black and white version.
Okay.
I was all into them episodes.
No problem.
And also the 1950 Batman.
Okay.
The Batman and Robin with all the powers. And yeah, I watched that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm okay with that.
I was tuned into those. By the time it got
Holy
modern,
rusted metal, Batman.
I think I deem superhero movies as action, and I'm not like
would be
it
correct.
has to.
No
An
superhero
action
romance.
movie.
Go ahead.
Can I talk? Can I talk now?
Sure.
It has to be like the action has to really take off after the movie starts to really draw me in. Because otherwise, I'm sitting there and I could be watching and my mind is just going elsewhere. I personally like my preferences.
What about Black Dynamite?
I ain't see it yet.
Yet.
At least I intend on seeing it. I ain't see it yet.
No, you're talking about Dolomite. That's the one with Eddie Murphy. The movie.
How did we get hit?
I'm so disappointed. I'm so.
Look, you know what my preference is. I love my black movies. Give me that drama romance feel. I'll sit there and watch that all day. I need a push. I need a push to get into a real action movie. Not that I don't watch it. I will watch practically anything. It just needs to catch my attention. It's like a book. I can read. I just choose to watch a movie. I ain't about to pick up a book.
With you. I can't. I don't know what else to say. Moving on. So this is the reason why we're doing a podcast. Thank you.
Okay, well, this has turned into quite an episode or two.
You're right.
Hopefully from here you can kind of get the gist of who we are, the foolishness we talk about, but we also do have heart. A lot of our topics tend to be quite heavy, so it was nice going into just nonsense from here and there.
We did get heavy somewhere in the middle.
We were getting there.
Yeah, and then we
were getting there.
We pulled back and went back into these lighter topics.
Yeah, we'll save that for the future.
Oh, yes, and future it will be.
Well, especially while on quarantine.
Yeah. It seems like we're coming to an end of the quarantine. And with that being said, do you feel like you've gotten to know yourself any better at the end of this?
Not necessarily.
I
think because I was already on that journey, that quarantine could have benefited me in that purpose. Mm-hmm. But I also have a lot of other things on my plate that I think diverted those goals. So no. I mean, outside of the fact of the unfortunate incidents that are happening during Corona, I probably wouldn't mind repeating the positive aspects that this pandemic has brought on.
Well, that's good.
There goes my silver lining.
Yeah.
Even in Corona, there's a silver lining.
Got everybody to stay the hell home for a change.
At least try the best to. But I mean,
I was an excellent person. I stayed the fuck home.
You have people who have come together to help each other. People are interacting with each other more, especially using social media. I feel like social media was such a distancing thing, but now it's being used to draw people together. Ain't nobody really, well, you still got people hiding behind it, but it's used more for benefit purposes.
As opposed to people hiding as much as they used to with social media. It seems like this situation has brought people to use social media in the correct way, or what it was really made for, which was keeping in contact with people and socializing.
All right, well, that's it. That seems to be our time for this week's episode of the Dialogue Podcast,
aka The D with Tina
and Marie. Thank everybody for listening to us. We greatly appreciate all the support.
Thank you for tuning in, and please comment on our Instagram.
You can find us at the Dialogue Podcast.
And that's about it.
See you next week for a new episode every hump day at midday,
which is Wednesday. For those of us who don't know that hump day is Wednesday.
12 p.m. Eastern Time.
See you there. I'm excited. How about you, Marie?
I don't know. It might be a little heavier next week.
It's always heavy. We got real heavy today. But
did we?
As we always do, we ended on a lighter note. Stay blessed. Stay safe.
Stay home.
And have a conversation or some dialogue.